When thinking about what an inequality is, it's helpful to think about what an equation is. We know a lot about equations and how that differs or is the same from an inequality. So as you know, equations have equal signs. Inequalities do not have equal signs. Inequalities could have less than symbols, greater than symbols, less than or equal symbols, or greater than or equal symbols, and you've seen these before. So equations have only one solution, and in some cases you'll learn next class they could have multiple solutions or no solutions at all, but typically equations have just one solution, whereas inequalities usually have a group of solutions. So these are the main differences, but other than that, equations and inequalities are very similar. Let's take a look. Let's say we are asked to solve x minus 7 is greater than 14. So notice the first thing you see is that there is no equal sign here. There's a greater than symbol. So for a second, just pretend that you have the problem x minus 7 equals 14. To solve this problem, you would do the inverse of subtraction by 7, which would be addition by 7 on both sides. And you would get that x is equal to 21. It's very similar with the inequalities. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the inverse of subtraction by 7, which is addition by 7 on both sides. The subtraction and addition inverses cancel out, and I'm left with the fact that x is greater than 21. So what this means is that there's not just one solution. The solutions are the numbers greater than 21. And you can think about some solutions in your head. Numbers greater than 21 would be numbers like 22, 21.5, 27, 30. Something like the number 20 would certainly not be a solution to this inequality. So we're often asked to graph inequalities as well. So let's go ahead and graph this inequality. So we have 0 somewhere all the way down here, and then eventually you get to 20, 21, 22, 23. The numbers bigger than 21 are going to be shaded. So here are all the numbers bigger than 21 going to be shaded. And exactly at the number 21, we're going to put an open circle there. And the reason we're going to put an open circle there is because the number 21 itself is not greater than 21. So the solutions are numbers explicitly bigger than 21, and the number 21 itself is not bigger than 21. In this next example, we are asked to solve and graph the inequality that 13x is less than or equal to 39. Notice the less than or equal symbol there instead of the equal sign. But we're going to solve it very much the same way we solve an equation. The inverse of this multiplication by 13 is a division by 13 on both sides. This multiplication division inverse cancels out and leaves us with the fact that x is less than or equal to 39 divided by 13 is 3. So that's our solution set. Our solution set is x's that are less than or equal to the number 3. But we are also asked to graph it. So let's go ahead and graph it. Here's number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and graph everything that's less than 3. So that's everything to the left of 3 is less than 3. Because we are graphing numbers less than or equal to 3, we put a closed dot in there. So you may have noticed now that we've talked about closed dots and open dots. So closed dots, like the one we just used here, are used when we have less than or equal symbols or greater than or equal, when we have that bar underneath the inequality. And then open circle is used when there is no equality, when it's just less than or equal or greater than or equal. So in the example that we just did, where we did x is less than or equal to 3, that would use the closed circle. In an example we have done where we have, for example, x is greater than 7, we would use the open circle because there's no bar underneath the greater than symbol. And the last special rule that comes with inequalities, and for this to be an inequality, we should make, instead of that equal sign, let's go ahead and make that a less than symbol. The last rule we have to deal with inequalities is what happens when we divide by a negative. So in this example, we have negative 2x is less than 18. The inverse of this multiplication by negative 2 is a division by negative 2. So this multiplication division inverses cancel out. 18 divided by negative 2 is negative 9. But something special happened here. Because we divided by a negative, the inequality symbol must flip. That only occurs when we divide by negatives. So this inequality symbol that used to be a less than symbol became a greater than symbol as a result of the division by a negative. So anytime we divide or multiply both sides by a negative, the symbol flips. And just to finish this off, let's go ahead and graph our solution, which is that x is the numbers bigger than negative 9. So here's my number line, and here's negative 8. I'm sorry. So here's negative 11, negative 10, negative 9, negative 8, negative 7. The numbers bigger than negative 9 would be the numbers to the right of negative 9. And because we have a greater than symbol, there's no equal under the greater than symbol, we're going to use an open circle.